Welcome back to the Gold League for World of Tanks. I'm Clutch, joined on the set by Rookhill. And we want to remind everyone to please hit that follow button in the corner. Once we reach 7,000 followers, we will give out a Tier 8 premium tank. Once we reach 10,000, we'll give out another special tank. And for everyone participating in the betting, it's just the last match tonight to bet for the week. The top performer of the week, which we will reveal at the end of tonight, will receive a premium 8 tank, premium tier 8 tank.
Sweet deal.
Awesome. And also make sure to follow us on Twitter at WGLNA and send in your favorite class of tank. Is it light, medium, heavy, tank destroyer, artillery? And why is it your favorite heavy tank? Let us know. Send us a picture. Show us stats. And we will read it on the stream if we like it enough. And also give you a code for 2,100 gold, 200,000 credits, and 7 days of premium. Sweet deal. All you have to do is just watch, participate, have fun, enjoy World of Tanks, be entertained. And we appreciate it wholeheartedly. So do the players. As their personalities and brands continue to grow, you can say you were there at the beginning. You can be a Tanks hipster. I don't like hipsters, so you can just be a Tanks fan.
It's just about being effusively a fan, Clutch.
I know.
That's what separates you from the hipsters. Actually loving tanks.
I was living in a place called Ghent, which was part of Norfolk, Virginia. And I was with a friend of mine. We were going to eat, and there was a lot of hipsters that lived in the area. And we were walking by, and this woman was wearing a raccoon-type hat.
A raccoon?
And like a hipster kind of outfit. And my buddy shudders, and he goes, "Oh, hipsters." I always remember that. Always remember that. Oh, well, to each their own. To each their own, guys. Sperglords versus Nerve is the final match tonight, and the face-off is ready. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Sperglords, you're 2 for 2 right now. What is the team morale?
We're feeling real good for our first shot at this. Yeah, it's pretty high.
I can imagine so. We've seen some good performance come out of your team so far, but we still have one more week after tonight, and you have to make it through Nerve. Nerve, 0-5, tough season 3. What are your plans for the rest of the season?
It's pretty much I guess a team building season. Most of the team is new. Most of the team hasn't really played together previous, except for, we've got guys from Turtle Police, guys from Old Nerve, and some guys I think from Cap Fast Nation. So it really is just building. We've had a lot of issues with packet loss and having to play people that couldn't play, or having to play people, bench players perhaps, because other people were in packet loss situations. So really it's just trying to build up, and we've had a lot of issues with communication breakdown. A lot of the people are used to different methods of calling from previous teams. So you have 3 different philosophies trying to combine, or 4 really. So your caller has got one, your guys from Crabs, your guys from Cap Fast, your guys from the previous Nerve team, and myself. So yeah.
Well, I thank you for painting that picture about what's going on with your team, especially with having the newness and, as you said, 3 different philosophies. So we applaud you for continuing the fight, and we wish you the best of luck throughout the season and on into next season. Do you have any words for your opponent, Sperglords, before we start?
I really don't know them all that much, to be totally honest. So hopefully we kick your asses, but otherwise, have fun.
Yeah.
Sperglords, anything to say?
No, I guess actions speak louder than words, so we'll see you on the battlefield.
All right. Nerve, you have the higher seed. Heads or tails on the coin flip?
Heads, please.
Heads is the call. The flip is heads. Map choice or defer, Nerve?
We would like to defer, please.
Sperglords, map choice.
We'll take Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf for the first map. Nerve, north or south on Himmelsdorf?
We'll take south, please.
South side for Nerve. Sperglords to the north on Himmelsdorf. Again, gentlemen, best of luck. All right, we'll see them on the battlefield as we get ready on Himmelsdorf. Bets are now open, guys. Make sure to place them. Instructions, once again, all you got to do is follow chat. Follow the syntax. Type it exactly as the bot types it for your team, and place your betting numbers. Everyone starts with 10. Even if you just joined us in the chat, you have 10 points. If you bet everything on Hammer Time and you have no more points left, guess what? I just gave you 10 points in your account. You have 10 points to bet with. Magic, indeed. And with those 10 points, you can bet on which team you think is going to win. And make sure to follow the instructions again. If you have any questions, ask the people in chat. We got some great mods out there, and our community is fantastic. It's been joining us so far, and we do appreciate it. we do appreciate it because a lot of hard work goes into this show, and these teams are playing their all to get a piece of that $150,000 or that $100,000 prize pool. The map of Himmelsdorf, again, we've seen this many, many times as the first map choice, and Rookill's going to detail for us what these teams could bring in their strategy. Rukill?
Yep, I'm calling very normal stuff. I'm thinking IS-3s, 5100s, and something makes me feel like I'm going to see West Side from both teams. Maybe some hill play from the North Side, but I don't feel like we'll see anything. I could be wrong, and I'm wrong before, of course, but my prediction is probably the West, but unlikely to see the hill from the South Side. Clutch, any predictions from you, though?
I believe this could be a bit of a slower game at first because of the reservation of nerve. But at about the 5-minute mark, we're going to see a reset.
Of
and
course.
when that reset, depending on what happens on the hill, it'll be a full-on push down Tank Alley with half or 2 tanks at least down the courtyard for a split against a tank to the.
That's a good way to attack a southeast position or a
Yeah,
northeast
just
position. You
that way.
Yeah, if your opponent is rather defensive. Yeah.
And you want to turret break them. You want them to focus. You want to have 2 areas of danger moving towards them.
Ideally, a flanking maneuver is better than just a front-on attack.
Yes,
Always.
you want to, as
Yep.
they taught in the Army in World War II, you want to fix. You want to.
Dude, that's way back. That's further back than World War II. That is Art of War right there. That is
Well, of
before.
course, but
that is recorded history.
Yeah, I mean, you want to
when it was
fix
on
the position,
bamboo.
then you want to flank, and then
Yes.
you fire.
Not even fire or charge.
Well, you could
sometimes.
charge. Well, that's why in World War II they had guns. But fix the position with your fire team. Your assault team's the one that moves around, and then
It's basics,
get
man.
the shots from this side.
Always basics that a lot of these teams go to. Of course, there is a counter. If you're surrounded, the answer is to push in one direction into one of the groups. You attack the flank, and your van is left. Generally, your van will be left pretty much exposed. But if you attack the flank swiftly enough, you can defeat it and then turn your attention, of course, to
Some losses
what your
from
van.
behind, but
Yep.
it's better than being shot from all directions. Instead, you want to just get shot on one. But the best would be the ones surrounding, and that's what these teams are going to try to do. It's time for battle number 1, Sperglords versus Nerve. Match number 5, last match of the week. Who's going to take it? Let's find out. Let's battle.
And for battle number 1 on Himmelsdorf, the tanks will be 2 5100s and 3 IS-3s for the blue team. On the red, we've got Jen Scott in the 110, Lord Commander 5100, a Pyro 5100, Conflict Rummy in IS-3s. So Nerf, it will be in the red, and that's Sperglords in the blue.
Following the light tanks, Lieutenant Kata. Coach Kata! Starring Samuel L. Jackson. Never saw it. Angry White Guy in the T1. Going to be behind. It took down the supplies. It's habit.
Yeah, you can shoot through them now, but I mean,
Yeah, why not?
who
Why-
uses them? And they get in the way a little bit sometimes, and they do decrease your penetration slightly. So, and there's no reason not to destroy that cover. Spotting happening in the middle. Phonon spots Jen Scott. Jen Scott backs off. Could have gone after the little T1, but he's not going to. At least I got one call right. Sperglords are heading to the northwest. In the south, they're actually going to go that really, really normal southeast position. If they don't see anything for a while, I'm guessing they'll go up the 8 lines. Pretty normal. And we're going to have to see what those T1 spot. RJ in the west is going to move up the 1 line, but I don't think he's going to meet another T1 because the T1s, Lieutenant Carter and Angry White Guy, are much farther away.
Well, Angry White Guy is creeping up closer in that Tank Alley section. Is he going to cross over to the courtyard? He is. And he's going to get closer over to the buildings for some possible proxy spotting, but nothing's going to be there for him to see.
Yeah,
That's
no.
more information gathering for the side of Nerve.
Phonon backed off. He went north and is in C8 now, waiting for a push down the 8 lines. Good call by Phonon, by the way, because as I'm seeing right now on the minimap, there is a push down the 8 line. And he may be able to spot it at an opportune moment, actually giving his team...
What's this? What's this?
much
Well,
needed
it's not the 5-minute mark, but here's a cross of the courtyard, and then the Tank Alley push. Look who was right.
Good job, Clutch. They
Well, it's only
eventually
because they
moved.
haven't scouted anything from Sperglords. Yeah, eventually they did move. But I have been liking this position of crossing that courtyard to get that flank play. And then no spotting happening. And this is going to be more map control for Nerve as they move into the enemy territory past CF line, past the courtyard to the north. Sperglords, where are they? What are they doing?
Well, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. They're looking towards their base now. We've got IS-3s, wall hacks, and Candyman just waiting for someone to get onto cap. At the same time, they've sent Phonon back along the A-line, and he'll try and spot any movement along that, but he barely is going to miss some movement out of Nerv. Nerv looks to be getting ready for that cap pressure and also possibly attacking the northwest position. It's a very dicey thing to do. Lieutenant Carter is spotted, puts fire onto RJ. RJ, though, will have to take cover. I think those shots went right between the trains. Good shots by Lieutenant Carter in the south. But looking back towards the north, more importantly, defensive, very defensive out of Sperglords, just waiting for Nerv. Nerv, though, really nice aggression. Map control already at 7 minutes in the battle.
Angry White Guy is turning the corner. Up the 8 line, sees a T1, unloads, ammo racks, Phonon. He falls. Angry White Guy pats himself on the back as he reloads. Gets up closer to the north.
Very nice. With that, I think Angry White Guy might be able to sneak onto cap without taking any fire if he does it right. Although System Rename looks to be backing up to spot and then destroy Angry White Guy before he can get onto cap. But maybe Nerv can make a fight happen before that and then put the cap pressure on. They really need that. To the south, I'm looking at RJ. He's retreating. They're going to try and save that T1 and make him last. They can't afford to lose both T1s in this battle. They need to keep him alive to put maybe counter cap pressure because he's at a disadvantage right now. That T1 is at 90, whereas Carter and Angry White Guy are both at full health. You can't afford to lose him. And so they're going to actually pull him back and maybe use him for spotting on cap. Angry White Guy goes down to System Rename. Nice
He
shot.
falls. That T1 pressure that could have happened on that flag count to draw out any defensive positions is no longer there. There is this one spot they could have came. I'll actually detail a little bit closer here. That T1 could have moved into this position, forcing some of those tanks to move out and try to attack him, even if it's in the
RJ
window.
spots Lord Commander,
But
stalls,
that did not happen.
and
Position
looks to...
right here. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's just sorry. It was big. Lord Commander almost took down RJ, but he backed off. I was expecting Lord
He's
Commander
about
just
to
like,
do it.
he's going to do it,
Oh,
and he's not going
didn't
to do
happen.
it.
Didn't
Although
happen.
RJ will now back out and look at Rummy. Rummy doesn't make the connection either. Wow, they're just going to let RJ walk around. It's a little interesting. Although now I'm seeing a push to the south. Conflict is spotted, and they're recognizing the overmatch they have. So we're going to see an all-in, all 5 tanks onto 4 as wall hacks comes around the corner.
Oh, there we go.
Takes hits, 8-11.
Wallhacks gets shot to the front. Lestat in the 5100 tries to land another hit. He does on the corner. Conflict pushing up in the corner game, trying to guard the rest of his tanks. He's down 45. And here comes Sperglords charging up on 2 different fronts. IS-3's taking enough damage to fall back, but the 110 trying to guard the 5100 as he falls. Das Not a Toy takes a hit to the front, and Wallhacks pushes up.
But here comes Lord Commander in the back. He's going to get shots onto Candyman as they slip away. But they will push forward into the remaining 3 tanks.
Pyro takes down Candyman right after Candyman took down Rummy. Lord Commander landing another shot, and Jen Scott takes down System Rename. Still a big firefight happening between all the heavy tanks here. Wallhacks 230 takes another hit. Scott, Jen Scott, 502 in the 110, going for the reload shot, waiting to line it up. Fires. No, fire came from Wallhacks into Jen Scott. Jen Scott gets the kill. That's Not a Toy pushing in his IS-3. The consistent fire take again. Will he bounce against the 110? Heavy Shuka, no! Shot fired, and he falls.
Yeah, but Lord Commander and a Pyro were able to get away, salvage some of this fight, and they might be able to get the reloads in, which could be huge if they can make it work as far as getting maybe some kind of flank or a pincer, but a Pyro is currently proxy spotting. Looks like they're going to try and move up RJ against Lieutenant Carter. Lieutenant Carter spams out a few shells. No connections yet. And Lestat looks for the shot, doesn't fire, he holds his fire. That's Not a Toy, looks for shots on a Pyro, but not able to find them yet.
It's a haymaker firefight between these 2 opponents. They've landed at the same time almost, but it's 2 5100s versus an IS-3 and another 5100. This is going to be a tough gamble. Oh, Lieutenant Carter down to 2. Real close, Rookhill, real close.
Yeah. Oh, but Lord Commander takes him down. Risks the shot. Think it might be worth it. Maybe. It's just Lord Commander's going to have to land all his shells. He's down 1 shell. Lieutenant Carter is alive, and maybe they could use him to bait out a shot from Lestat before the fight happens.
Possible, but once that fight is engaged and Lestat is focusing on one of these tanks, well, they're shooting right through the window here.
Yeah, Pyro makes a nice connection into Das Not a Toy. Of course, Das Not a Toy also made a connection, but a Pyro has control of this window. He's in the advantage in this situation. Oh, he blows a shot right to the dirt. But now we actually have a T1 in the backfield. Lieutenant Carter has snuck into the backfield, may start cap pressure now.
That was really good timing for that Lieutenant Carter T1 to get there when they were both focused on that window. And with that flag cap, excuse me, with that flag cap, they are in some trouble. If they stay in this engagement for 1 minute and 35 seconds, it's over. They have to make a decision soon. Do they push in and go for the firefight, or do they try to track and move back and take out the T1 that is putting some pressure on that flag cap?
Sperglords have decided they need to push. They don't have a lot of time, and a Pyro and Lord Commander are spotted. They back off, giving ground, giving the corner. Lord Commander almost at full health. First shot's fired. Lord Commander hits. That's not a toy. He's going to focus him instead. There he goes. IS-3 is down. Now Lestat focuses a Pyro, but a Pyro's going to get a few shots off. Lord Commander, though, will have the advantage. Lestat takes down Lord Commander 487, but Lestat is at 148, 255, and Lestat will actually back off, getting away just enough.
This corner game's going to be very tricky here. Lord Commander tries to line up the shot. Does he get it? It's on the move. He's waiting to stop. Fire may come from Lestat. Are they both reloading at the same time?
They are. Wow, I didn't count their shots, but I didn't think they'd fired that much. Lestat's on the way back to cap. Lord Commander just right behind him. They can't fire. 5100s are clipping. It's going to be another...
It's a Fast and the Furious chase happening on Himmelsdorf. Lord Commander trying to get there in time. Lestat aiming for a shot once he's reloaded. The T1's going to do his best to dodge Lestat in that 5100 as Lestat is looking right at him to go for the ram damage. Lord Commander, oh, watch out, Lieutenant Carter.
Jukes!
He juked it. Oh, Lord Commander shoots over Lieutenant Carter and gets the kill. Nerve takes battle number 1.
Incredibly close. Nerve looking pretty good today. Not bad from them. Actually coming out on top of the team that is 2-2. Sperglords 2-2, and Nerve 0-5. You'd have predictions are probably going in favor of Sperglords in the chat, but Nerve might make some people doubt.
Asking if they can change their bets already in the chat probably at this point. Hey, what's the command to change? You can't change it. Once it's in, it's over. I have to say that Nerve had map control early on. Not even 2 minutes into the game, they had map control. They started that engagement, and they took a lot of damage down that one tank alley.
Yeah.
But Lord Commander from the north in that 5100 changed that.
Completely
and evened
saved
it out.
the day.
Yeah.
Completely. Without him, you have a loss for Nerve. If he's in a different position, if he's with everyone else, loss. Him in the flank, good job. He wins. He lands enough shots. He gets a few crucial track shots, too. There were tanks trying to back off, shield each other, move around, and maneuver that he shut down completely. And actually, maybe we should go look at the post-game stats to see
Let's take a look.
Got the right hits. Lestat on Sperglord's side is at 2k damage, but Lord Commander, 13 for 13. That's what we're talking about. 2,835 damage. That is a hero of the battle. Everyone else does just fine. Jed Scott goes down very quickly, does as much as he can before he dies. Also, Rummy gets focused really well, and so does Conflict. So I have to give it to Sperglords. They focused down the consistent fire tanks, and then they went for the autoloaders. Of course, it ends up working out against them because a number of factors. But the thing is, they chose a certain tank type. They chose the consistent fire tanks, focused them down, completely destroyed them. Could have worked for them, but a few other things came into play on that battle.
Cliff will be the next map. Fast firefights we've been seeing between different teams. Probably wouldn't be different depending on the loadouts. I'm guessing both teams will bring a standard loadout to this map. I don't foresee them bringing anything crazy.
Yeah.
We have 60 seconds till the map begins for the tank choices. Again, an east side play was tried today, but it did not effectively work.
Yeah.
But I still feel that there's something out there in the ethos of this map.
Well, you saw it.
It's
It worked.
crying east side. Yeah, it did.
Well, kinda. Aside from the cap.
Except for the cap.
With
yes.
the exception of the cap, it actually was going brilliantly. They were getting free damage out from the southeast without getting spotted. That was No Limit versus Top Tier. It was one of the earlier matches of the week, guys. If you missed that, you should go back and see it. That worked out really well. 35100s were not getting spotted. So were the 21390s not getting spotted. They were able to fire into the middle and actually spot. I really liked that. Maybe we could see it again, but we saw the risks. They overplayed it. They put too many tanks in the southeast, and that hurt them. Maybe one or two 1390s down there and hold everyone back along the east. That might work.
At least one T-32 in a hold-down position once they go for that commitment. But it's tough because then you don't have that fire coming out of the east.
Yeah.
But you hold them back there, and when they do make a commitment, if it's from the north, then you can have that tank do some fire against them. There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts, and whats, and whatever, but that's why you have to be flexible with the different strategies. Let's find out what strategies these teams are going to bring. Battle number 2, Cliff, Nerve versus Sperglords.
Can't really tell what's going on here, but I do see 2 Object 416s by Conflict and a Pyro with Gen Scott and T69, Angry White Guy, Lord Commander, and 1390s on the other side. Pershing T69, 3 1390s. Really standard out of Sperglord's Nerve, though. I don't think we've seen 2 Object 416s in quite some time.
The first thing that comes to mind with using these tanks, I'll head over to a Pyro and the Object 416, is how low their profile is. When you get them up on these mountains, if they have better cover, because they're such a smaller tank, shorter tank.
They get cover from pebbles. Just the tiniest things work as cover for them that would not work on anyone else. And this is a full west side commitment by Sperglords. Climbing up first is System Rename. He's caught out. Sees Angry White Guy, but Rummy is destroyed by Das Not a Toy in the low ground. T1 advantage going already to the Sperglords, and it's obvious now that there was west side play for the side of Sperglords. But looks like they left Marco 30,001 in the east. He could get caught out if Nerve catches onto this.
It could be the case. Lieutenant Carter gonna stay in the 1 line, and we'll have his stats up in a bit to show off how he's performed there. He has 25 games in T1 Cunningham.
Expert
So
T1
far.
player right there.
But holding down in the bush here. Not going to see anything yet. Jumping over to Lord Commander on the north side of the donut. They do see Phonon. Phonon is spotted from Lieutenant Carter, and he's getting closer. Will Lieutenant Carter fire? He does. Gets the shots. Phonon falls. Lieutenant Carter gets the win.
But Lieutenant Carter is spotted now. RJ is not able to return any fire, and I think we might see a medium Das Not a Toy look for that shot. And yes, he is able to connect. That is T1 advantage. RJ is going to blitz now into the backfield and look for Cap. And now we should see an engagement hopefully happen as Marco actually is looking for shots on Angry White Guy.
White Guy getting unloaded upon 1390. But that's going to allow Gen Scott, Conflict, and a Pyro to push up against Marco 30,001.
Oh, full-on push. Conflict is moving up. Takes a hit, though, from the west. He's walked in a crossfire. Marco is reloading 255 hit points. Bounces, fizzles from the heat rounds. Gen Scott takes a hit, and he goes down.
Good shot from Conflict. The consistent fire, the 416. Proven to be effective, chasing down that 1390. Lord Commander and his 1390 trying to engage around the corner. Angry White Guy, oh, he's taking a lot of damage here.
And Das Not a Toy almost takes him down, but he takes some fire in return at 790 hit points. Lestat comes to join Das Not a Toy, and so shall System Rename. Cap will begin shortly in the north, and an engagement and screening out of Sperglords.
Oh, Lestat getting unloaded upon again. 2 shots, 577 to 1100. Ooh, shot fired and missed from the other 1390. One more hit. Lord Commander from far away gets the shot.
RJ's on the
Nice
cap, minute
hit.
28. Can they hold off long enough with 3 tier 8 tanks to make this cap work?
Oh, this is going to be difficult. This is going to be difficult indeed. I'd actually have one of the tanks go take care of it right now, be it the T69, because once he gets up there and spotted, it'll be too late. T1 will fall, and he can turn around and get back into the firefight. Tough call.
Yeah.
Tough call
But
for Nerve.
looks like a T69 down around the south of the donut is looking for wall hacks, maybe go man on man, and Das Not a Toy will hold the corner. Angry White Guy at 144. Das Not a Toy makes the hit, takes him down.
Gen Scott pushing up the T69. He wants blood. That's a track shot, 272. Now here comes Lord Commander, the 1390. Missed shot coming out from one of the tanks. Gets closer. Lord Commander takes a hit. 17 HP left on Das Not a Toy. That hurts. A Pyro in the Object 416 on the other side cannot push in and get the kill.
Who's that going back to cap?
I'm going to check right now. It's Conflict in the Object 416. Consistent fire tank. He's out of the firefight, but he's going to get back as soon as he can. Long range shot against that T1. Nice shot from Conflict. But his teammates are going to need him ASAP. Pershing pushing around the corner up against Gen Scott. Pyro takes a hit, and his Object 416 system renaming the 1390 and pushing towards him. Pyro needs to land a shot here. He does not. Now it's 3 against 3.
But Lord Commander, ooh, wow, Conflict from downtown makes the hit and allowing.
And
them
Gen
to clean it
Scott,
up.
T69, along with Lord Commander, take down the Pershing of the T69. System rename is seen around the corner. Fires and misses on the move. Gen Scott lands a shot at T69. Lord Commander cleans it up. And Nerve takes battle number 2 against the Sperglords.
Wow, really looking good. Nerf 0-5, but they're beating Sperglords. I'm wondering about Sperglords right now. Are they really bringing their top game tonight?
I think they are. I think Nerve is getting better in their communication. I think that's what's happening. This is a process for them, a process of team building, and also mentally they don't know much about Sperglords, so that could help them as well. Of when you go into the unknown, your anxiety may be less compared to the known. For example, if you get on a roller coaster, you've never seen it, you don't know the drops, the hills, whatever, it may be less scary. When you see the roller coaster, you go, oh my gosh, it's so scary.
Fair point. Fair point. Yeah. Just Nerf, though. I mean, I really didn't expect this level of play from them. I did not expect them to perform this well. I knew they were good players, a lot of potential, but I didn't think they were quite here yet. And now, after 5 matches, they are finally showing some real talent. Sperglords, though, this could stem their growth, their momentum, because they're 2-2. They could still have reasonably make it to our finals. If they lose to Nerve, they could be out of the run.
Different type of story. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Sperglords versus Nerve continues for the Gold League of World of Tanks. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Gold League for World of Tanks. For the best, the top 16 players are competing for a $100,000 prize pool in our finals. More details will be announced soon. This is the last match of week 2. And we are potentially in the last battle. Nerve is up 2-0. Can they close it out? We're going to find out on Mines up against Sperglords. Let's battle.
Taking a look at the tanks, we see 2 T-69s, Wallhawks and system rename, 2 1390s, and a WZ-132 for the side of Sperglords. For Nerve, T-32, Pershing, 2 1390s, and Conflict in the WZ-132. Notice that Das Toy has the 85, Conflict has the 100 mil. And also, Conflict has the gun rammer on there, whereas Das Toy has gone with no rammer, but a gun lane drive.
Yeah, he's got a gun lane drive. Both have optics, though.
Of course. Got a scout.
Got a scout, man. You got a scout. But in the WZ-132, what do you get a scout? You're going to fight each other in the middle.
Hopefully, this is just in case, the engagement goes south. If it goes and kind of fizzles out, we could see the need
Conflict
for some
turning the
rockets.
corner. Fires.
Goes for the block, and he actually takes the most damage in the engagement.
Wow, Das Toy takes a hit, and he's going to get focus fired by the 1390s. Is this the right decision? Once they get unloaded here in a sec, he's the first to fall. Lord Commander now it's going to be loaded. So is a Pyro. Takes a couple hits, needs to fall back against the rocks. He does so just in time. Wow, very close for Lord Commander. Jen Scott and Angry White Guy in an engagement with a T-69s. I'm going to stay on top of the mines. Randall, if you will go ahead and watch
Down
the
below the
Pershings.
mediums, yep. Wall hacks and system rename may have unloaded, and with that, the consistent fire Jen Scott and Angry White Guy are going to easily be able to focus down wall hacks and system rename. They track wall hacks, and he has to use his kit.
Pyro and Lord Commander go for the double tap and take down RJ. They see Lestat. Lestat on the run to the north of the mines, or south of the mines, excuse me. Lestat trying to get surrounded on the other side. Lord Commander sees Lestat.
Angry White Guy putting shots. There goes wall hacks. Now system rename is next. He's a one shot for the T-32. Lord Commander, though. Whoa, these mediums might come and help Angry White Guy. And Lord Commander gets the shot.
And that's it. Now only one Tier 8 remains, and Nerve could close out the series 3-0. System rename, the T-69 falls. Jen Scott in the T-32, the tank with no cons, is able to take him down. Only 2 T-1s remaining. They're going for the flag cap to the north.
Yeah, and this looks... I'm getting a sense of deja vu. When did we last see this exact thing happening? Was this Mines Fulcrum Hammer time? This is almost the same outcome from that one, where there's 2 T1s going towards cap, and a 1390 comes in, cleans it up.
And Lord Commander one shot away from securing the first victory for Nerve for the entire season. That's going to make them feel fantastic, and they do it 3-0. Nerve is able to take the series. Well done, Nerve. Congratulations.
Huge upset right here. No one expected this out of Nerve. I'm wanting to see how much people lost in the betting from this one.
We'll have to find out a little bit later. Again, Nerve, Lord Commander, and the rest of the team, what are we looking at stats? How do they perform in the WZ-132 damage-wise? It was the 85 versus the 100.
All right,
what was the
so
damage difference?
Conflict had the 100 mil. He gets one hit in before he dies. Of course, he was focused very strongly very early in this battle by the T-69s, 1390s, everything. Right on the entrance hill. He tries to block, not able to do it. Of course, That's Not a Toy actually gets out 4 shots, and all of them connect, so he ends up getting out 743 damage before he goes down. But here's the thing. It's not a lot of damage out of T-69 system rename. He gets he gets out a lot of hits, but it looks like a lot of them were fizzles or something, because 447 damage is not what I'd expect out of 4 penetrations. So T-69 not performing well with heat shells. Wallhacks, though, does a great job getting some solid damage in his T-69. Battle Buddy not performing as well. Down below the hill, though, the medium and the heavy, Pershing and T-32 did a great job. A little bit of misses here and there, but nothing too bad. A Pyro Lord Commander, though, did great. A Pyro gets out 5 hits. All of them connect. Lord Commander, 7 shots out. Those were the last ones were on the T1 Cunninghams, of course, but he makes 6 for 6, I believe, on top of the hill.
6 for 6. Well done. Well done. And that does it. That does it for Nerve and Sperglords. Nerve finally has a win under their belt. I'm sure they're feeling great. Sperglords, again, is a little bit tough now. They're 2 and 3. They're not out of it yet. Not out of it yet.
But that does make it really hard for them. That's 5. That's 5 of their matches played. They've got, I think, is it 2 more? I think, in this season.
I will have to check the notes on the schedule.
Yeah, they
So
play
2
everyone
more.
else and the 7 other people in their group, and they play all of them.
We got
So
5, so 2 more.
2 more.
So
That's-
everyone has 7.
yeah, I just had to remember. I was like, oh, it is 7. It is 7
Everyone has
matches
7.
everyone plays. Yeah, it's
everyone
not
has
like
7.
8 or something.
Can't play yourself when there's 8
Yeah.
teams per division.
I just didn't want to be. I'm always
Math.
hesitant to being wrong. Yeah,
math,
great.
Well, speaking of math and numbers, let's take a look at the leaderboard for the betting system. We actually have a tie.
Oh,
We have
really?
a tie for the top. I'm Fracked, and the Town Drunk One both have 860 points. Congratulations, gentlemen. You both will be taking home a Tier 8 premium tank. We will contact you on Twitch, or please contact us as well for a Twitch message, and we will get you guys the appropriate code to get that tank. And congratulations. And remember, keep placing your bets throughout the season, throughout all of next week, because the top performer at the end of the season will take home a Type 59 tank.
Nice.
Tank not available in stores anymore. Remember
And-
those TV commercials? Not available in stores. And you thought, well, it's probably because it sucks. That's not the case here, man. This tank is awesome.
It is really great. It's,
Tiananmen Square, that's this tank.
I don't know why. I don't think that's a good advertisement for the tank clutch.
Well, it's the infamous.
It is
point of
infamous,
it,
but
yeah.
I don't know if that's bad infamous clutch. We should say glorious Type 59, one of the greatest tanks made by China ever.
Well, it just gives people a historical reference.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm just messing with you, Clutch.
All right, let's take a look at the standings. The story developing for all the teams. First, the Alpha Division. Fulcrum Gaming at 15 league points. Hammer Time at 12, right behind them with their first loss. Top Tier at 12. Simple Tankers at 9 with 2 losses under their belt, but 3 wins altogether. The second half of the bracket, Sperglords at 6. Refuse to Die at 4. And Nerve at 3 with a win, no limit. With only 1 battle left with 6 losses at 0. What does the Bravo Division look like, Rambo?
Bravo Division, 15 points for Simp, 5 and 0 for them. Hashtag RU has 9 with 3 wins, 2 losses. Cunningham's 3 wins, 2 losses. 7 league points, though, because of a shootout. Game over at 6 league points with 2 wins, 2 losses. And then on the lower half of the bracket, we have River of Blood with 6, 2 wins, 2 losses. Googly Bopper slightly worse off, 6 league points, but 2 wins, 3 losses for them. Cazadores, 3 league points, they got their win, but 4 losses. Pubstars also with 3 points, they have a win, 4 losses. A lot of ties. A lot of ties right now at this point.
It's going to start to even out, though, and hashtag RU right behind Simp in that series. The difference is the Cunninghams with that shootout victory.
Yeah.
A 2-point difference. If it wasn't a shootout, if it was a regular match victory, they'd be tied for match points with hashtag RU. I feel that is going to be a breaker between the both of them at the end of the season.
Yeah, and there's a 3-way tie right now between Game Over, River Blood, Googly Boppers, I think. And I'm predicting in the Bravo division that we're gonna see a tie, a 3-way tie, much like we saw last time.
Again.
That could make for a really long night.
It could.
Yeah.
It could. It just depends.
I'm getting that feeling. It's just so even when you get around that middle area of the bracket. Everyone's going to have 1 or 2 wins and a few losses here. And that's going to even it up, make it really questionable who's going to be that last team to join us for our finals.
Yep. And it's always a fun adventure to find out. And make sure to tune into all the action starting again Thursday at 5 o'clock Pacific time, right here, same channel. Hit that follow button. Once we reach 7,000, we'll give away another premium Tier 8 tank. Also follow us on Twitter, Clutch08 and Rootkill to use. Facebook.com/WGLNA and our YouTube channel, YouTube.com/WGLNA. We are uploading round the clock all the matches and all the segments as well. And pretty soon we're going to ask you guys what's your favorite segment when we have all that ready for you. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Azel Monitors, available at Amazon.com, Kingston, Alienware, and Razer. And that does it for everyone here at the Hero Level Productions for this week. We'll see you guys again Thursday, 5 o'clock Pacific time for Week 3 of Season 3 of the Gold League for World of Tanks. Good night and good game.